Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Read the following passages and identify the sentences that express conditions. But Ramnaran seemed pretty serious. I will train you if you want, but I put forward a condition. What's your condition? Tarun's voice showed curiosity and anxiety. There is a race on Children's Day at the Nehru Stadium. Children of your age are competing there. If you participate and win that race, I promise I will start training you, said Ramnarai. I will, sir, he heard himself saying with complete conviction. Fine, boy, tell me what's your name, asked Ramnarai. Tarun Kapoor, sir. Tarun, I will meet you here after 5 days to give you your participation card. All the best, said Ramnarai and left. On the way home, Tarun thought that if his father had not scolded him, he would not have got this opportunity. Children, could you identify the sentences that express conditions? Let's go through that. I will train you if you want. Then, if you participate and win that race, I promise I will start training you. Then, if his father had not scolded him, he would not have got this opportunity. These are the 3 conditional sentences here. Children, let's know about the conditional sentences in detail. Listen carefully. Types of conditional sentences. Type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. And conditional sentences are separated as if clause and main clause. Okay, if clause and main clause. Let me switch my language to Malayalam. എന്താണ് ഈ കണ്ടീഷണൽ സെൻറ്റൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ പറയില്ലേ ഇന്നത് ചെയ്തിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ആവായിരുന്നു, കുറച്ച് നന്നായി പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ എക്സാമിൽ നന്നായി മാർക്ക് വാങ്ങായിരുന്നു അല്ലേ. അതെന്തൊക്കെയാണ്? ഒരു കണ്ടീഷൻ പറയുകയാണ്, ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്താൽ അങ്ങനെ ആവാം, ഇങ്ങനെ സംഭവിച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ അതായിരിക്കും റിയാക്ഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കണ്ടീഷണൽ സെൻറ്റൻസസ്. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് സെപ്പറേറ്റഡ് ആസ് ഇഫ് ക്ലോസ് ആൻഡ് മെയിൻ ക്ലോസ്. ആൻഡ് ടൈപ്പ് 0. Type 0 means these are the conditional sentences used to express general truth, universal truth or general truth, fact. Sun rises in the east, sun sets in the west. All these are general fact, general truth. So, to express these kind of sentences, we use the format in if clause subject plus V1. If the sentence in if clause subject plus V1, in the main clause the same first form of the verb should be used. Okay, the formats of if clause and main clause in type 0, that means to convey or to express general truth or universal truth, we use subject plus V1, first form of the verb in if clause, and in main clause the same first form of the verb. And children, examples of each type will be discussed after explain all these types. Okay, then next one, type 1. Type 1 to express possible actions in the future. Okay, type 1 is used to express possible actions in the future, and the format is in if clause subject plus V1, in main clause will or shall or can or may plus base form, that is V1. So an if clause, if the subject is subject plus V1, in the main clause will or shall or can or may plus V1. Then type 2. Type 2 to express unreal actions in the present, just imaginary actions, unreal actions in the present. Okay, and the format of type 2 is subject plus V2 in if clause, subject plus V2, and in main clause would or should or could or might plus V1. Okay, it is very simple, children. Type 1 subject plus V1, will or shall or can or may plus V1. Type 2 subject plus V2, so would or should or could or might plus V1. Always remember, children, along with the would, should, could and might, only the first form of the verb should be used. It is very important and edit the passage. Okay. So type 2, in if clause subject plus V2, and in main clause would or should or could or might plus V1. Then type 3. Type 3 is impossible action in the past. Okay. Impossible action in the past. Type 1, possible action in the future. Type 2, unreal or imaginary actions in the present. Type 3, impossible action in past. And its format, in if clause subject plus had plus V3. In main clause would or should or could or might plus have plus V3. Children, I told you, along with the would, should, could and might, only the first form of the verb should be used. Like that, along with the have, has, had, only the third form of the verb should be used. Now let's go through the examples of all these types. First one, zero type, that is zero conditional, and we have studied that if the verb in if clause is V1 form, that is simple present tense, and in the main clause the same first form of the verb should be used. Look at the example. If you stand in the rain, you get wet. It's a universal truth or fact. If you heat ice, it melts. See, if you stand in the rain, stand, V1 form. Then in the main clause, same V1 form. You get wet. Get is the V1 form. If you heat ice, heat V1 form. It melts. Melts V1 form. So in zero conditional, that is facts which are generally true or scientific facts, the condition always has the same result. Okay. So that means what? To express universal truth or general fact. And in the if clause, if the subject plus V1 and the main clause, same V1 form. If you stand in the rain, you get wet. If you heat ice, it melts. Then type 1, first conditional, that is possible situation in the future. And in if clause, subject plus V1. In main clause, will or shall or can or may plus V1. If it rains V1 form, we will cancel the trip. Will plus V1. If you study, you will pass the exam. Okay. Will or shall or can or may plus V1, and we can also say want. To create negative sentence, we can use want. Then second conditional, type 2, that is hypothetical or unreal or unlikely situations. Unreal or improbable situation now or in the future. Okay. Impossible or unreal. Okay. Unreal situation now or in the future. Look at the example, and the format is in if clause subject plus V2. In main clause would or should or could or might plus V1. If I won the lottery, won, W-O-N, won is the past tense of win. If I won the lottery, I would travel a lot. Would plus V1, travel. If they sold their house, they would be rich. Okay. Then type 3, third conditional, actually imaginary situation that did not happen. Okay. That did not happen. The person is imagining a different past imaginary situation. But that never happened. That did not happen. Okay. That is impossible, unfulfilled condition or impossible situation. And the format, in if clause subject plus had plus V3. In main clause would have plus V3. If you had studied, had plus V3, studied, you would have passed the exam. If I hadn't been sick, I would have gone to your party. Okay. And children, always remember would, should, could or might plus V1. Have, has, had plus V3. You should remember this. Okay. So children, the sentences containing if clause are called conditional sentences, and we use conditional sentences to express possibility, that is possible or probable condition in the future, imagination or improbable condition in the present, and unfulfilled conditions or impossible conditions in the past. Okay, type 1, type 2, type 3. Next, move on to activity 5. Read the passages given below and compare them, children. He was among the last few. He did not give up. He overtook some children. Okay. Let's read the second column. He was among the last few, but he did not give up. Once more he overtook some children. Which among these two passages do you find more readable and meaningful? Which one? The second one is more readable and meaningful. Because why? Because the words once more and but link the sentences in the passage. The words once more and but link the sentences in the passage and make them more readable and understandable. And such words are called linkers. Okay, such words are called linkers. Now pick out the words from the given passages which link sentences or ideas. See, on the one hand, his parents hated his running and wanted him to concentrate more on his studies, which he never did. On the other hand, he belonged to a middle class family. Which are the linkers used here? On the one hand, and which on the other hand. Okay. Then, by the middle of the summer camp, Sir had started taking an active interest in my batting, and at the end of the 2 months, informed Ajit that I had the potential to be a good cricketer if I practiced all year round. However, my school, the New English School in Bandra, did not have cricket facilities. Here we can see which are the words. Here, children, and if. However, these are the linkers used here in this passage. So children, using linkers in a passage make them more readable and understandable.